Hello and welcome to today's content, which will be on the tune-up time vision card evaluation analysis since it had been released a week ago. However, I do believe since it's still in time, I should be getting this out as soon as possible, and I apologize for that. Without further ado, let's begin. So here we are for the info and stats. On the vision card, you will be getting 276 HP, which is on the lower end, unfortunately, 20 AP, and then 164 attack. As you can see, the attack is very high. For unit effects, if you are mono water, and you are using this, well, not mono water, but just a water user, then you will be getting 10% magic resistance and 10% attack percentage. So it's a small bonus, it's not bad. If you're specifically Kreis, I believe, Kreis, or Lucia, you will be getting 20 missile attack, which is a good amount of damage boost. For the party effects, you will be getting Human Killer, which is it's a very good modifier if you're using physical attacks specifically. You get a little bit of accuracy as well as single target resistance for the mono bonus overall. So as you can see, the big bonuses here are going to be specifically the 25 Human Killer on physical attacks as well as the 20 single target resistance. The accuracy is not bad, however I'll explain why it's not too big of a deal. And as you can see, for the units here that can particularly make use of this and do very well with it will be Farm, which is a water ninja that will be coming out soon. Harm, I don't know how to say her name for like translation sake, but yeah, she will be coming out soon. Well, I don't know necessarily soon, maybe like in a month or so. And she'll be a very good user for it, and I'll explain why, like I said, in the next slide. Victor can be very good with it as well, just for the damage and magic resistance, and same with Lara Croft. They do, however, have better vision cards that can make more effective use out of despite this. So yeah. So let's get to the next slide. So here we are at the good, the bad, and the worst. So the good, it does have low HP, however it has high attack, which is very nice to see, especially for the vision card that is focusing mostly on damage. And I say that because of the Human Killer as its main effect. And it has some little bit of AP. The bestowed effects are going to be very beneficial for physical based users that need a little bit of magic attack resistance as well as the attack percentage. 10% attack is not too much, but better than nothing. The bestow for Kreis or Lucia is a decent damage increase. 20 missile attack is not a small amount, but it's also not like a great amount, but it's still pretty effective. The party effects in general focuses on physical damage as well as a little bit of accuracy and a lot of single target resistance, which is a very good mixture in terms of balance of defensive and offensive values. Just like it's good balance. There are actually many water vision cards that have a decent balance of offense and defenses. So this vision card is not going to be any different in terms of usability between the other vision cards. However, it does add to the flexibility, which is very nice to see. It also has a very strong setup in the sample setup I have in the next slide, and I'll explain why it's very strong. But for now, it's gonna be niche, I will say. Like, I know we're not at the bad and the worst, but it's gonna be a little niche for strong setups. So the bad, the stats on the vision card are pushing towards an attack stack based DPS, which pushes also towards a magic resistance benefit as well, which does not really fit or allow a lot of water units to actually make efficient usage out of the vision card due to the stats, matchups, meta, and etc. Like, for example, Victor, if she used this, she goes from -5% to a +5%. Is that helping her survive Helena? No. Helena will still one-shot her. Is it going to help 10% to 20% magic resistance? No, not really, because Helena has a lot of penetration for magic attack resistance. It will be destroying her. However, what if you were to start off at maybe like 20% magic resistance and you add on 10% to 30%? That is where you can start getting to levels of decent mitigation where it is actually effective. So that's what I'm trying to say. This vision card should have gave either 15% instead of 10%, or like even 20% is a little too strong. So maybe even like 15%, I would say. Even the attack percentage, only 10% attack is very small amount. You can get that easily from a 10 modifier instead. If it was 10 water damage instead, that'd be great. But because it's only 10% attack stat instead, it's not very appealing in general. Like compared to the other vision cards that can give more damage itself. There are also no vision card ability on the bestow effect, unfortunately. The bestow effects for Kreis and Lucy are not really relevant enough, and I say that because it's not really impressive at all. It should have benefited more water units in general that are more relevant in comparison, like Victor or Winter, or even Laura, or maybe even Farm will be added to it. If Farm is added to it, this is very good of a vision card, like insanely good for her. However, because it does not include Victor as or Laura either, it's not gonna be as strong because Craze, no offense to her, she is still an MR unit and she's gonna be struggling to keep up against more relevant URs. Lucia is not water element, she is wind, so she doesn't even have her EX right now, so it's like, Gumi, why did you do this for this vision card? It doesn't really make sense, but yeah, it's still here at least. Anyways, the damage benefit is going to be strictly for water, physical damage only, which makes it less flexible in usage. However, I will say that accuracy sub-tier stat is also being kind of mediocre, and it's easily replaceable because of the Thanks for the Votes vision card if you use that vision card together. Like, Thanks for the Votes vision card is not only very good for the user using it in terms of like survivability and like, well, not really too much survivability, but mostly damage and the accuracy. This vision card itself is going to be good for damage only for physical users, and then you get the single target resistance. So yeah, because it has colliding sub stats in the party effects, it really feels kind of weird. Also, it's actually, I will say, even though this isn't the bad, it is not a bad standalone vision card if you have only attack like based attackers though, like physical damage based attackers though. So just keep that in mind. That is why also I put in the bad, because it actually is a good standalone vision card in general. However, the moment you put in a single magic based like water unit in there, the effects are a little bit lackluster compared to what you can be using in general. Not saying that it's not effective completely, but it's just not as strong or beneficial as you could want. Now let's go to the worth. Overall, I gave this vision card a 3 out of 5. The reason why is that the vision card has a really combo to use with it, but outside of it, it's very niche to what you can do and what availability you have to it. Additionally, we don't even have Farm out yet, which is going to be the Water Ninja that also has the Ranger sub job. Because she's not even out yet, like, it's kind of hard to say if this vision card's even a 3 out of 5 right now. You're literally holding on to it until Farm kind of comes out with it. Yes, you can use Tidus with it, however, Tidus' own vision card, Sticky Denet, is not only insanely better for him, but also in terms of HP percentage survivability for the team. So yeah, it's really, this vision card doesn't necessarily replace anything, but it also doesn't completely make a new meta outside of the example setup I'll be showing very shortly. But yeah, because Farm is not out yet, it really increases her survivability and gets magic attack resistance, and water teams in general just with single targets, so it is still pretty good. Only 10% attack stat, however, is not a lot, and only 10% magic attack resistance. On the Bestow is very underwhelming. They definitely could have pushed it a little bit more, because there are only a few select water units that are physical damage can actually survive Helena's Wrath, and we all know how that goes. I know it's getting like, I'm just like a repeat box or something, I'm on repeat, but it really has to be said that way, because as much as people want to build fun compositions, Helena really does not allow a lot of fun compositions to go through in terms of meta, so yeah, you do have to consider that. Now, Craze is an MR unit that has other issues to deal with because she's an MR and easily overshadowed by other relevant UR water units. However, if you do use her in class match because of her cost efficiency, she can be very, very useful with this vision card specifically. So yeah, it is something to consider. It could be good with that niche type of like selection. Outside of that, Lucia is a wind unit. She doesn't benefit anything from this vision card besides the equip itself, which is, you know, the high attack, as well as the 20 missile attack. But why is she placed on a vision card that is a mono water vision card, only to get those small bits of benefits when she can be using a different wind mono vision card to give her way better benefits? I don't know what the thought process is to putting on Lucia here, just maybe because of the art, because it's her tune-up time, whatever. But I really don't see why she was put there. I don't agree with it. It's just stupid to like mix and match a water wind composition specifically in that regard. So I really don't know why they did that. It's not even a good rainbow setup in my opinion. Like water's weakness is gonna be lightning. Lightning's weakness is earth. Lucia is a wind unit. It's like the matchmaking does not happen there, so that's why I just have to say the bestow with Lucia there just doesn't make logical sense, and it's not really helpful or useful. It feels like a really crappy reason to put it on there. I just don't see it. Outside of the missile / evasion / physical damage like setup that I will be showing, like Summer El Sorel and Mua only really get the single target resistance benefit from this and no actual damage from the vision card. Because they also have 100% hit abilities, El Sorel with their limit break and then Mua with unavailable pain, they don't really make use of the accuracy as well. So they're literally only getting single target resistance from this vision card, which is kind of not as effective. And I will say also Summer and Mua are a little bit more capable in terms of tanking hits in general compared to the gunner slash missile teams, unless it's evasion specifically and they evade attacks. But yeah, that's why it's like the quote-unquote right now relevant water units, and against the meta is going to be more of those two units I just said. Outside of it, it gets a little bit wishy-washy, but yeah, that's why this vision card is primarily going to be used for that, either the niche setup it has, or specifically the single target resistance, which can easily be replaced with just using the Odin vision card if you do not want to spend Visior on this vision card. And it even helps rainbow setups, you don't have to be mono water. So yeah, I can't value this vision card way too high. Now, Farm has a very high DPS attack, like in the attack team, so she can make very good usage of this vision card for a very good combo to deal like super high damage. You can literally set up this team to deal insanely high damage, which I will show literally in like a few seconds. So this vision card does have its usage in a very niche setup, but that niche setup is going to be very, very strong. So yeah, overall this vision card is pretty niche to use. There are better alternatives already. Well, not better, but like evened out alternatives, and you don't even have to spend more Visior if you already have it. So that's why overall I did give it a 3 out of 5. Maybe I could have given it a little bit lower, but because of how much I respect the potential of the vision card that it can be used, I did give it a 3 out of 5 in the end. And here is the example setup for what I was talking about. So basically Farm would be using the tune-up time vision card not only to increase her attack even further, but also to get her a little bit of magic resistance, because she already has a good base magic resistance. Using this on top of it increases that base amount by a lot more, which is going to be very helpful for her in terms of survivability. Also, since all 3 units are going to be physical damage, they will be making use of the 25 human killer. On top of this, the 35 missile attack from the Lara Croft division card, and the 35 water attack from the Thanks for the Votes. So this is literally insanely high damage modifiers that are not going to be like they all stack together. So this is why it's going to be extremely high damage comp, but they also have all good enough range. So with this setup, you're literally going to be poking your enemies if they don't have enough mobility or range, and you're literally going to be destroying and killing them before they can even hit you. On top of this, because Lara Croft and Farm can dodge pretty well with evasion, they can be evasive as well as dealing a significant amount of damage. And because there is single target resistance, 100% hit abilities outside of like stuff like triple slash, like most of it like sharpshoot, holy, all that are going to be single target, so you will be mitigating some damage there from 100% hit abilities to the evasion units. You just have to watch out for pretty much Cloud. Just don't be triple slashed, they will be taken out quite easily. But yeah, this is basically the setup. It's extremely high damage and it could be high risk. However, as I said, they all have ranged abilities that can basically kill the enemy before they can even touch them. If I would say, even in arena, you can make an insanely good team with this setup and literally clear so many matchups. Like even if their Helena does not matter, as long as you kill them before they kill you. But yeah, overall, this is the end of the video. I hope you like it. Please leave a like and or comment. I know there are other water vision cards coming out as well, just in general, but I do believe this vision card is a little bit more niche. However, it does have a good niche if you use it properly or well. And yeah, until next video, peace out.